Meantime, Private First Class Bradley Manning has been in custody in Quantico, suspected of providing the classified material to WikiLeaks. And Ohio Congressman Dennis Kucinich is requesting a visit with Private Manning. He joins me now live from Capitol Hill. Congressman Kucinich, good morning.
Good morning.
In your letter to Defense Secretary Gates, you say you're concerned about the reports of Private Manning's treatment while in custody at Quantico. What's your worry?
Well, whether or not he's in proper mental condition, we heard from the Washington Post last week that he was sent to Iraq, even though there were concerns about his mental condition. He's been kept in solitary confinement 23 out of 24 hours a day. One visitor suggested that he was near catatonic. I think that it's important, as a member of the Oversight Committee, that a member of Congress have access to meet with PFC Manning and to try to determine whether or not his being in solitary constitutes cruel and unusual punishment.
Are any of the other members of Oversight backing you on this, and have you heard from Secretary Gates?
I'll be talking to other members about this. This story broke last week when Congress was out of session, and I haven't heard from Mr. Gates yet.
I mentioned that Julian Assange, meantime, was in court this morning trying to fight extradition to Sweden for sex allegations, but his lawyers are afraid he'll just end up in the U.S. on charges related to the WikiLeaks documents, classified documents. Do you think he should come here? Should he face charges in the U.S.?
I don't have any position on that. I would say that this is a separate issue from how PFC Manning is being treated. I focused on this because there is a question about someone who's being kept in detention 23 out of 24 hours. If he had a mental health problem going into it, he sure isn't any better shape now. And the question relates to his fitness to stand trial and his basic constitutional rights as someone who's a defendant.
Is there any precedent for this, Congressman, for a member of Congress or a member of the committee to go and check firsthand on something? Would you agree to a third party, say someone from the Red Cross, going to see how Bradley Manning is doing?
Well, you know, as a member of the Oversight Committee, we're a co-equal branch of government in Congress. I have a responsibility to be able to conduct effective oversight, and sometimes it involves actually going and seeing for yourself. And in this case, I'd be happy to have other members of Congress join me. I look forward to hearing from Secretary Gates. I think this is a matter of the protection of the constitutional rights of the accused, and we have to remember there is a presumption of innocence even in a military tribunal proceeding.
Are you concerned also about the amount of time he's being held? Or there have been a number of rights groups who really want to know what's the timeline here.
Well, you know, human rights groups, Amnesty International, have all been concerned about this issue. I mean, think about this. Somebody's being kept in a small room 23 out of 24 hours a day. Someone who already had mental health problems. Now, how is that likely to impact that individual's psyche, their personal health? I mean, these are questions that are legitimate questions that have to be raised and have to be answered by the Secretary of Defense. And I'm hopeful to have a chance to visit with PFC Manning, to have other members of Congress join me so that we can see about his care while he waits trial.
Keep us posted. Congressman Dennis Kucinich.